Okay, welcome, Cindy. So sorry about that. I am just getting in and I can't wait to see you. There you are. Hello.
Hi. I got my crazy glasses on here.
I love it. I love it. So I was so ready to get us started. A brand new year. Happy 2021 and happy to you and to everybody out there. I a little embarrassed to say, and I'm hoping it's not going to happen again because we're going to be doing these wonderful hosted events all through the month of January. Just as I was getting ready to start our webinar presentation, my computer froze completely. I couldn't do anything. I had no mouse, I had no pointer, I couldn't shut it off. Finally, I had to just reboot it as quickly as I could. So I'm so sorry about that, but I want to say welcome to you and welcome to our participants again. Happy 2021. We're so excited to be able to bring you our All Aboard Travel Expo into your homes virtually this year. And we do miss you. We miss all of you coming to the convention centers and coming up to say hello and to see us. And things are looking a little bit different this year due to the pandemic. So although travel is beginning to rebound and people are making plans for 2021 and into 2022, we thought it would be best to be able to share all of this wonderful information with all of our friends, family, and clients in their homes this year. So how are you, Cindy?
I'm doing okay. I'm ready to start the new year with a new perspective and lots of hope and ready to travel and ready to go places. And I know a lot of people are. I think a lot of we're really tired of being cooped up. And so ready to tell them all about our wonderful cruises they can do right here in the USA.
I know, right here in the good old USA. So I think that's fabulous. Now, because I did have a few technical problems earlier, I wasn't able to load the photo slides that I had to discuss. I was going to share with our clients a couple of photo slides, a welcome slide presentation, and of course, all of our fabulous Expo perks and gifts and wonderful extra amenities that they're going to be able to add to their booking. So if you're ready with your PowerPoint, what I think I'm going to do while you're talking and sharing the great information that you have, I'm going to work in behind the scenes while you're talking and try to load all that information back up. That way I can share it with them at the end of your presentation. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Will that work? Okay, so I passed you over control, so feel free. I'm going to turn my camera off. Again, thank you for joining us all today, everyone. Sorry for the late start and the delay with the technical issues, but take it away, Cindy.
Okay, I'm going to get my presentation up here. Okay, thanks, Sherry. I know it's always, when we do these kinds of shows online, we never know what's going to happen. So we just have to go with the flow, and that seems to be our thing this last year anyway. We have to go with the flow. Things are always changing and so forth. And actually for us here at American Cruise Lines, we're really anxious to get back out there and get our guests back on the ships and sharing with you our beautiful country, seeing it this way on board one of our lovely ships. So thank you again for having me here this morning, this beautiful Tuesday morning here. I'm in South Florida, and we're very lucky. We've got some of the most beautiful weather at this time of year. So again, my name is Cindy Kristen. I'm a business development manager for American Cruise Lines. I've worked here for the last couple years. Long history in the river cruise industry, and I really absolutely love river cruising. It's the best way to see these destinations, the easiest way with a small number of guests. We get up close and personal in these destinations. These are great cultural and historical opportunities when you travel with us as a river cruise, because you really get to learn the history of these destinations, and it's really wonderful. So I want to thank Sherry and all of those at All Aboard Travel for having me here this morning. I know I'm your first presentation, so I want to make it worth your while. We are American Cruise Lines. We're the largest USA river cruise operator. We've been around for 30 years. We're owned by one family, the Robertson family. They're based out of Guilford, Connecticut. And as I said, they have a long history of river cruising in the USA. We have a lot of experience cruising here. We're very fortunate because our owners actually own the shipyard where we build these ships. So they build our ships for us as well. And that's located in Salisbury, Maryland. So we've got everything ready to go, all the experience in the ships and the great opportunities. We just got to get started for this year. So I want to show you a quick video.
America, a nation rich in history and boundless optimism, from sea to shining sea. From the epic route of Lewis and Clark to the revolutionary spirit of our founding fathers, we are a nation of pioneers, ideas, and adventures. With American Cruise Lines, you can experience it all. Bask in the scenic beauty of the heartland. Savor the tradition of a New England lobster bake. Feel the warmth of true Southern hospitality. Step back in time aboard our modern riverboats and explore what defined us as a nation. Cruise close to home with American Cruise Lines. Visit AmericanCruiseLines.com or call for a free cruise guide. Small ship cruising done perfectly.
Okay, maybe some of you recognize that voice. It's actually used to be a spokesman person for us, Charlie Daniels, who unfortunately died not too long ago, but he always did all of our commercials for us. And that was one of our commercials that we had quite frequently on different TV stations. So we are a USA river cruise operator. Our ship stays right here in the United States. We do not leave US waterways. We are US, our ships are all USA flagged. They are all 100% USA crewed, and you're going to get 100% USA experience on board. And so what we can do is cruise close to home. We have 35 amazing itineraries I'm going to talk to you about today. And we have 3 different types of ships I'm going to show you that we offer these wonderful itineraries on. But for you, maybe you're a little anxious of getting back out there and traveling, but I want you to know that you have these opportunities to cruise here close to home. You can get back on a ship with a small number of guests, and you can cruise into these beautiful places. There's so many different stops that we have. We stop in over 30 states. So we have some, I know some places that you've never been before. So let's get going here and talk a little bit about some of those. So as mentioned, we do have 35 itineraries across the United States. We do the rivers. We do the entire Mississippi. You can start as down in the lower Mississippi in New Orleans, going all the way up in the upper Mississippi to Minneapolis. We do, of course, sell sections of the Mississippi, so you don't have to do the entire Mississippi. We have the tributaries, the Cumberland River from St. Louis to Nashville. And we also have the Ohio River from St. Louis to Pittsburgh. Moving out to the Pacific Northwest, we've got the beautiful Columbian Snake round trip. Actually, it's from Portland, Oregon. And then we have some of our coastal product. You can see down the coast, we've got our Maine coast harbors out of Portland, Maine. We also do our New England Isles, and that's going to be out of Providence, Rhode Island. And then we have our Chesapeake Bay, our Hudson River that we do in the fall, that's out of New York. And then we come down in the winter time and we do these itineraries out of Florida. We do the Great Rivers of Florida from Jacksonville round trip, or the historic South from Jacksonville to Charleston. Or you can go on up to Baltimore on the Mid-Atlantic Passage or East Coast Inland Passage. And I'll show you all of these different maps. And then in the summertime, we offer 3 different Alaska itineraries. And we also offer the Puget Sound and San Juan Islands out of Seattle. So let's take a little bit closer look at these itineraries for you. And hopefully you'll find one of them that fits you. So we're looking right now at our New England itineraries. And of course, we do these in the summertime. So we have our Maine Coast itinerary out of Portland, Maine. It's a 7-night itinerary. You can see we stop in Belfast, Camden, Bar Harbor, beautiful ports. Some of them that you've always wanted to see that are just not the easiest to get to. We can get in there with our small coastal ships. We also do the New England Isles, and we'll do that as 2 choices. We have a 7-night round trip out of Providence, or we have a 10-night round trip out of Boston. So some of those ports you're going to see are just places you've always dreamed of going, like Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard, Block Island. These, as I said, are just not easy places to get into, but so easy for us with our small ship. And it's so great. We do these in the summertime, and we make all of them lobster bake themed cruises. So we do some lobster bakes on the beach. You're going to have lobster absolutely every day. It's so much fun. And we actually had a new itinerary that was scheduled to start last year, which will start this year, and that's our Cape Codder. So that's that small little map here I showed you. Up here is a round trip from Boston. So you can see the stops there. And one of the highlights that we do is we actually stop at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, and we have a private private meeting there with one of the oceanographic members there and discuss things, and you're going to see some things more in depth there when you do that particular tour. Also in the fall, we do our beautiful fall foliage out of New York City. So that one is a great one. We actually put 3 ships there, and we stop in Sleepy Hollow, West Point, Kingston, Catskills, Albany. So these are just really great places, just a beautiful time of year to do that. And we do that on our coastal ships. Then in the winter time, as I mentioned, we have our Southeast itineraries. We'll do a round trip out of Jacksonville called the Great Rivers of Florida. And those go to some really little places, so cute and quaint, like St. Augustine, Amelia Island, Green Cove. We'll also offer the itinerary, the Historic South and Golden Isles. And that'll take you from Jacksonville on up to Charleston, with stops in Beaufort and Hilton Head and Savannah and St. Simon's Island, Jekyll Island. Fabulous, really very, very popular. Or you can go on up all the way to Baltimore on a 14-night, and you'll go ahead and make those stops in Wilmington and Beaufort and Kitty Hawk, Norfolk. Or you can do just the portion from Charleston to Baltimore too. So we offer it 4 different ways on those Southeast itineraries. Then let's get to the Grand Dam, which is the Mississippi. And of course, we do have lots of choices on the Mississippi. We have 9 different itinerary choices on the Mississippi. This photo you're looking at right now is one of the beautiful stops that we make on the Mississippi, which is the beautiful Oak Alley antebellum home. And there's so many wonderful things to see on the Mississippi. The Mississippi is an amazing river with tons of history and importance to our country. And there's so much commerce going on. It's really great to see. And it's a beautiful river. I know it's been called muddy and mighty and all these other things, but it's so integral to us here in the US. So it's got a lot of importance for us. Now we do offer, we started in March, and we do, we'll start with the lower Mississippi. And we offer that a couple different ways. We'll do a round trip New Orleans, a 7-night, or we would do a New Orleans, Memphis itinerary. So some of those stops, they're gonna be here, like the Oak Alley, the Humas House, which is another beautiful antebellum home, Baton Rouge, Natchez, Vicksburg. We're gonna go to the military park there in Vicksburg. And, you know, of course, on the lower Mississippi, some of the things you're gonna learn is about the Civil War. You're gonna learn all of the history of the Mississippi. These are also itineraries that we do, themed cruises on music and jazz and blues. So absolutely, just a really incredible part of our country, the lower Mississippi. Now, in the summertime, we'll do the upper Mississippi, and that will be from St. Louis to Minneapolis. That also is a 7-night itinerary. And that itinerary, of course, the scenery changes quite dramatically. What you're gonna see there, we'll stop in Hannibal and Davenport and Dubuque, heading on up to Minneapolis. And we do that in the summertime because of that river, that portion of the river tends to have higher waters. So for in the summer, it's a better time for us to operate that part of the river. Now, if you want to do the entire Mississippi, you can do that. We offer it's 2 choices. We'll do a 14 night from New Orleans to Minneapolis, or we'll do a 21 night. Of course, if you do the 21 night, you're going to make more stops on the river. So you can choose depending on what your time allows. And then we do the 2 tributaries, the St. Louis to Pittsburgh, with stops in Cincinnati, Louisville, or you can do the St. Louis to Nashville on the Cumberland. Stops in Paducah and Clarksville, also great itinerary. And a portion of that, we also do a new Music City cruise, which is from Nashville to Memphis, which is a really nice itinerary as well. I just don't have it up here. Then we'll move out to the Northwest. And the Northwest, of course, is very popular for the Columbian snake, which you can start in Portland, Oregon, ending in Clarkston, Washington, or reverse. We offer this as a 7-night or 14-night, or I'm sorry, 7-night or a 10-night on our Northwest Passage. So some of the highlights you're going to see here is the Multnomah Falls, the Dalles, which is the amazing dam. We'll see Mount St. Helens. Also, this area is known for the beautiful Columbia Wine Valley. And historically, it's known for the journey of Lewis and Clark. And so you're going to hear, of course, a lot about Lewis and Clark. We offer 2 different theme typed cruises on this itinerary. We offer the Lewis and Clark themed, and we also offer the food and wine themed cruise on this. Then we have a beautiful little coastal itinerary we do out west, which is out of Seattle, round trip, and that is Puget Sound and San Juan Islands. We have 2 choices, a 7-night or a 10-night on our Grand Puget. So this is really beautiful area of our country as well. We always have a naturalist on board. You're going to do some whale watching and some fun things like that. Okay, can't be complete in the US without seeing Alaska. And we have 3 beautiful itineraries for Alaska. We have a 7-night round trip from Juneau, which is called Southeast Alaska. We have a 10-night, our Alaskan Explorer round trip from Juneau. And then we have our Inside Passage, which is a 14-night out of Seattle to Juneau. So you could see the stops here. We have really intricate stops. These are not, some of them stops that the large ships just cannot do. We spend a whole day in Glacier Bay, cruising, absolutely beautiful. We get up close to the glaciers. We have a naturalist on board, of course, that is going to bring all of this to life for our guests as well. And we're doing this on a small ship that is only 175 passengers. So really a great way to see Alaska. So what do we do these on? I want to show you our beautiful ships in our fleet. We have a diverse fleet. First, I'm showing you our newest riverboats. These are our modern riverboats. Right now, we have 3 of them in our fleet with 2 more coming. This is the American Song, which was actually our first build, and it is 198 passengers, and it's cruising right now in the Columbian Snake River. It's 100% balconies. They are built very environmentally friendly, and they can go extremely remote. So they're very comfortable with large staterooms starting at 250 square feet up to 900 square feet. They glide along the river. They're really, really quiet. They're very easy for us to maneuver, and they can go very remote, like I'm showing you this photo here. If we do not have an actual docking platform, we can pull right into the embankment of the river. We can open the mouth of the ship, which is our bow ramp, which is something that our owners designed here, this ramp and the mouth of the ship. And so we can pull right in the embankment and embark and disembark our guests this way. So needless to say, we can get you on and off the ships. And I just in last year, it's almost been a year now, but we had high waters in Natchez. We had to dock on the other side of the bridge, and we didn't have an actual docking platform. So we just pulled right into the embankment. We tied up to a couple trees that were there, and we were there for the day and got on and off the ship with absolutely no problem. So these are really great little river boats, very comfortable size. We have our fourth one coming this year, the American Melody, and we have a fifth one being built yet not named. Now, when you think of river cruising in the US, you probably think of the authentic paddle wheelers. And we do have 4 of these authentic paddle wheelers. We have one that's 100 passengers, one that's 150 out on the Columbian Snake. And then on the Mississippi River, we have 2. We have one that's 150 passengers and one that it's 175 or 185 passengers. So we have 4 of these authentic paddle wheelers. They have a strong following. They have a lot of history. Our paddle wheelers are fairly new. 3 of them are fairly new. One is a bit older, but refurbished. And they're very comfortable as well. Very large staterooms. They are decorated with a nostalgic look, like a Victorian era look. So these are great for us. And they, as I mentioned, they operate on the Mississippi and the Columbian Snake. And then we have our wonderful little small coastal cruisers. So these wonderful little coastal cruisers, which we have 5 of them, 3 that are only 100 passengers and 2 that are 175. They allow us to go into these really wonderful little intricate ports that are not so easy to get to. And we can do that on these wonderful coastal cruisers. And they're built too with really large staterooms, over 90% balconies on them. And they're just great little ships. And that allows us to have all these wonderful itineraries. So I told you about the itineraries. I've told you about the ships. Now I want to tell you a little bit about what life is like on board. Well, I've mentioned several times about the large staterooms. We're an American company. We like everything big here, big cars and big houses. So we have big staterooms, and they are very, very large in size, really spacious for you to store all of your things and be comfortable in your stateroom. Our ships have private balconies. On the new modern boats, they are 100% balconies, and on the coastal and the paddle wheelers, they are over 90% balconies. We have complimentary featured excursions, which I'm going to detail a bit more in another slide. We have elevator access to all decks. These ships are built with full elevators that go from deck to deck, from bottom to top. We do a twice daily stateroom service. Our programs include your gratuities. They include complimentary Wi-Fi. We also have on board the most wonderful food that's locally sourced and inspired cuisine. So you're absolutely going to get some wonderful food there on the Mississippi, some crawfish and jambalaya and all kinds of things. I mean, you're going to get the local fare. Also, we have a complimentary cocktail party every evening, and that is something you do not want to miss. I'll tell you more about that. Daily entertainment. We have local performers, dancers, musicians. We also always have a speaker on board. All American experience. You're going to be very comfortable on board. There's no language barrier. Everybody gets to know each other very quickly with a small number of guests. And we offer beer and wine at lunch and dinner. So I'll talk a little bit more about all of these things. So first, I just want to show you one of the spacious staterooms with the hotel style bathrooms. We have the large bathrooms, walk-in bathrooms with the shower. They're not like the smaller ones you typically see on the large cruise ships. But you can see how spacious the staterooms are, lots of storage space for you, nice bedding, wonderful view balcony there with sliding glass doors. So really comfortable, spacious staterooms. This is actually a photo of the modern riverboat, and those start at 250 square feet for a single cabin, which this is a single. They go up to 900 square feet. So we do have single occupancy staterooms on all of our ships. We do have single rates, and we do get a lot of single travelers. If you're interested in a single stateroom, I would suggest you book it as early as possible because they are limited on every ship and they do sell out early. So on board on top, this is actually on the top deck there. You can just sit and relax and watch the ever-changing scenery. You can have some, now we're serving some of our meals if you want to dine upstairs. We have some of our ships that have actually a second cafe where we have hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, ice cream, pizza, that kind of thing, pretty much most of the day. We always have a putting green on board. We have some other games too on the top deck. You can certainly walk if you like to walk and exercise. And we're going to be doing some yoga this year too, yoga classes on board. So really spacious area, really comfortable. It's always fun to sit up on the top deck and just watch the scenery. And especially these rivers, they're really, really busy. There's a lot of activity going on. Private balconies with unobstructed views, very spacious balconies. You can have your breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We do room service. You can have your breakfast, lunch, or dinner out here on your private balcony. We have a complimentary cocktail party every evening. So this is what I told you don't want to miss. Every evening we have an absolutely wonderful cocktail party with amazing food, hors d'oeuvres. In addition, we have cocktails of every sort, all top shelf liquor. You can have whatever you like. And it's really quite nice. It's always right before dinner. And what we do is that we'll continue the cocktail party after dinner through the evening entertainment as well. So you absolutely can enjoy the cocktail party through the evening. In addition, we do include beer and wine at lunch and dinner. We have open seating dining on board. So what that means, you come into the dining room, you can sit with whomever you like. It's first come, first serve. As you can see, it's very spacious on board. Open seating dining also means that, we are serving from 6 to 9. You do not have to be there when the dining room doors open. So if you don't want to get there and eat earlier, you can eat a bit later during the open seating dining time. Now, we have introduced for this year, in addition to our open seating dining, we also have the room service. And we also have on some of the ships, the other cafe as well. And we are doing some dining outside too on the top deck, of course, weather permitting. So we have some choices for our guests for dining. If you don't feel comfortable dining in the dining room with everyone else, you can have the room service, as I mentioned, or the cafe. We have regionally sourced and inspired cuisine. We bring on the fresh meats, fish, fruits, vegetables every single day. Here you're seeing lobster. We're going to have lobster every day on the New England, and we always have it at least once on every cruise. And you can see the portions are huge. There's lots of choices of our entrees. The food is fabulous. We have, we always make sure we have the local fare for our guests as well. So you will absolutely never go hungry. You'll really enjoy the food on board. We have amazing chefs. It's just really a treat to eat on our ships. We do have world-class entertainment on board nightly, and we do an outstanding job here. We bring on the local performers, dancers, musicians, artists, comedians. They are excellent. And some of our itineraries, some dates, we'll also make them music themed, where we'll also have a musician on there the entire time that's going to do lectures every day, maybe do banjo lessons. They're going to talk about history of music and genres. And then in the evening, we're going to bring on the local entertainment, and they're going to perform for our guests. And this is something you're not going to want to miss. Every evening after dinner, you're going to go in and enjoy the nightly entertainment. It's outstanding. We also have award-winning enrichment programs. On board our ships, we always have a lecturer on board or a historian. They're going to tell you about these destinations, about the history, the geography, all of it. You're going to be mesmerized, and you're going to come off feeling like so much smarter that you've learned these things, because I guarantee you're going to learn a lot. and you're not going to want to miss the lecture every day. Now, this gentleman here is one of our historians. His name is Todd Weber, and you can see he's dressed in character for Lewis and Clark. And he's going to tell you all about the history of Lewis and Clark on the Columbian snake. And these are wonderful people. They're really fascinating to listen to. And I think it gives you a true appreciation of our country and our history when you can learn about all of this stuff on board. So it really makes it worthwhile your trip. So onshore excursions, on our river cruise programs on the Mississippi and the Columbian snake, we always include a tour every day. These are escorted tours by local guides. We also have additional tours that we offer outside of the included tours. So maybe you have time, wherever your port is, you have time to do more tours. You can do those extra tours that run $20 to $70. They can be booked on board, or your agent can book some of these things ahead of time for you. Now, on the coastal product, we include some tours, but not every day like we do on the river cruise product. So what I wanted to highlight for you just for a moment is we have 56 new tours coming for you this year. And we tried to make a lot of new adventure type tours like kayaking, which we now have on the historic South, or we have segways if you're brave enough on the upper Mississippi. We also have rafting excursion in Alaska. On our main coast, we have schooner sailing, Puget Sound, we have hiking. And then on Columbian Snake, we have a program called Echoes from Our Ancestors. So those are just a few of these, and these are some of the active ones, but the tours are excellent. They're really excellent. You're going to really enjoy doing these tours. And when you're out on your tour, we have our wonderful motor coaches. These are our private coaches. You're going to see them all around town taking our guests to their shore excursions. So these are new for us. We don't yet have them in every destination right now, Columbian Snake in Mississippi. And these are brand new motor coaches, state of the art, very spacious, Wi-Fi, everything. We have lifts on them too, if we have wheelchairs or scooters. So very nice. And it's of course great for us to see all of these motor coaches riding around town. And they do follow the ship. So they follow ship from port to port. So they're there for us at every port. So I wanted to just end it with telling you a little bit about our preparation awareness for your upcoming cruise, because I know that we all want you to feel very comfortable of cruising with us, that we're doing all that we can to continue to make you safe and feel comfortable that everything is going to be, taken care of for you and sanitized in the best way possible. On board our ships, we do have an independent HVAC system in every stateroom. That means that everyone has their own air conditioning. They are not connected from stateroom to stateroom. We have our UVC water filtration system. We're doing a touchless boarding and check-in process that includes a medical screening, sanitation rounds conducted hourly, personal protective equipment for guests and crew, hand sanitizing stations, no public bathrooms, luggage sanitation when we do our cocktails and hors d'oeuvres for our nightly party, we do keep those behind barriers and pass to guests individually. Disposable covers on TV remote, sanitation of touch points in staterooms. We've reduced the capacity in the dining rooms. We will not have as many in the dining room because we do have the different choices of dining now. We're not doing any buffets for the time being. We really didn't do too much with buffets to begin with, but none for right now. Reduced capacity on board the ships. We're not filling the ships full at this time to 75%. And remember, these are small ships to begin with. Medical professionals on board, a resident nurse or EMT on each ship. Our ships will carry the COVID-19 quick tests. We also have an outbreak management plan ready to go. Our crew is trained for COVID-19 symptoms for guests and themselves, and we have reduced in our motor coaches for our tours and excursions, the capacity to allow for physical distancing. Now, these are just some of them. I don't want to, spend a whole bunch of time going over this. These are available. You can check with your agent there at All Aboard Travel. They can give you all the guidelines and things that we do here for our preparation and awareness. So I want to end it by thank you very much for your time today on this beautiful Tuesday. I really appreciate that you have joined us here at All Aboard Travel and me here at American Cruise Lines to tell you more about this wonderful experiences that you can do right here in your own backyard, our beautiful country. And we do have a booking incentive for joining us today. If you do choose to book something, which we hope you will, we do offer a $600 per stateroom discount, which is valid now through January 20th. That would be valid on any of our departure dates that you choose or itineraries. So that $600 is not combinable with any other offer. There may be a date that you choose that maybe have a better offer as a special. Your agent's going to check that for you and make sure you get the best deal out there. So at this point, I'd like to just talk back to Sherry there, if you're available, Sherry. And
I am. I put my headset on. Can you hear me okay?
yes.
Fabulous. Cindy, I can't thank you enough for joining us today, for being such a great partner of travel leaders and for All Aboard Travel. I'm actually going to see if I can share my screen with what I wanted to share earlier. So hello again, everybody. So are you able to see my screen, the welcome to the Expo? So for those of you who joined us today, I want to thank you for helping us start off our series here at our Expo for 2021. Again, my name is Sherry Cressy. I'm the operations manager and I run the All Aboard Travel Company. We are so happy that you were able to join us. I know many more people will be watching this presentation after the fact on our website. And I'm sure that Cindy, you did such a fabulous job of introducing us to our own history right here in our backyard, that there will be many people that will be interested in the experiences that you have to offer. I personally couldn't decide after listening to you describe all the itineraries. At first, I thought I liked the one in the Southeast, then I liked the Mississippi, then I liked the Alaska. I couldn't decide, but so many wonderful places to see right here in the good old US of A. Thanks to those of you who joined our very first presentation. We are going to be hosting presentations throughout the month of January. Thanks again to Cindy and American Cruise Lines for offering our partner special that we can have available for our clients. And of course, when you do call us at All Aboard Travel, 1-800-741-1770, you won't be placed in touch with just any person in the travel industry. You'll be actually speaking with certified experts, and we have some fabulous people ready to help you make a great decision about wonderful ways to see the world. So thanks again for joining us. Let me see if I can share a couple other reminders for our Travel Expo 2021 Home Edition. We do have, in combination with our amenities being offered by Cindy, special offers from All Aboard Travel. So for attending our Expo event, and if you book by February 8th, you can have offered as well up to $500 onboard credit per stateroom. And so we are happy to offer that to you. Feel free to give us a call, and we'll be happy. Some restrictions do apply, but we'll be happy to go over all the details for you. Also, I'm so excited to share that just for registering and attending, and the more expos and webinars that you register and attend, you will earn a chance to win $1,000 in an All Aboard Travel gift certificate that you will be able to apply to your vacation. It could be a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, or a tour. So for all the information about that, feel free to give us a call and we'll be happy to go over all of the details. So again, we are All Aboard Travel. I am Sherry. He can be reached at 1-800-741-1770. And Cindy, thanks again for offering us such a wonderful deal that we can provide to our clients with your company. You do just a fabulous job, and we're so happy to be partners with you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks again for joining, everyone. Have a wonderful day and happy travels.
Bye.
Bye.